So this is Ibex people. I used to work here, right here. Sign, where the sign? See there? Ibex. And out here, in front where these cars are, where you see those cars across the road, all those vehicles over there that is parked there. Where you see the guy in the red shirt? Over there, they used to sell food, and so you used to have cars, people selling like box food out of them car trunk. Used to have the bad dog sausage, and some other people with a box food, or some people selling hamburger or like dry food or whatever, you know. Them thing they used to do. And all that ended in a strange way. I just tell them my story of why I do work at Ibex. I used to work at Ibex shortly before COVID on the Amazon payments contract call center, and I was doing very well. I was making bonus all the while because it was the easiest Amazon, as in people just call when them get charged and I'm doing what I'm charged for. You just look in the system, find the charge, or you refer them to the bank if it's a fraud. You help them see who uses it, or like, you know, I think of that nature. Very easy. Make bonus every time. And then COVID come, and I had to go and work on the Fitbit contract because Amazon want people working for over a year, and I was working for less than a year. So they put me on Fitbit, which is a watch band, you know, smartwatch, track steps and heart rate and sleep and so forth. And I did well on that too. And then COVID finished, and them saying must come back from work. But I never want to come back from work. I got used to working at home, so I say, you know, I just stay home and I just quit and try to find a next work from home job, which was supposed to be the Arise, but that never worked out for whatever reasons. But a couple years passed or so, and I know I need money. You know, I have plans. You know, and I don't work for this job here. None of these jobs I'm going to work for, I don't work to live off the salary. You know, I work to fund other things, whether it's for invest or the other things, the other business, you know, pay bills, because I don't believe I can enrich myself working a job like this with my qualifications. So my job here is never about what to do here. You know, I have other things going, whether it's a Shopify store or to sell on eBay or Amazon or so, and to fund advertising and marketing. That's what I use my work to do. So I started work here looking before last year, and they put me on the ring contract. No, the ring contract is this one. This is the ring contract. Ring is a system that sells doorbells and security cameras. They just basically giving tech support. So I was going through the training and I was excelling. We reached the part now where we're still in training, but we're having live calls, you know, just to get before them put we into full production. So I'm in training and I am excelling, doing very, very well, you know. I even got an award for most customer feedback. I think it was in training like a prize. At the end of training, they like gave me a knapsack, some Puma bag, you know, cause I was getting so much feedback, like the most, you know. As in, customers don't always leave feedback, but people who I deal with tend to leave a comment, whether it's good or bad. Mostly good, you know. 90% good or like more, but they tend to have high levels of engagement, and that's because I talk to my customers good, I spend time with them. Sometimes them tease me and say, Omar, I make love to the people on the phone or something like that. But I just know how people like to deal with, or like how I would like people to like deal with me, and I deal with people the same way. Fine. All of a sudden now, I'm there and I start get sick. Like, I'm at my desk and I'm feeling pains in my stomach, like some rib are crushing, or like I am feeling like I'm inhaling some corrosive thing that is harmful to my lungs. And me being the intuitive, logical person that I am, I attribute this to something environmental. I just start happening all of a sudden. It's not something normal. So I started to look at the desk them, and I noticed that my desk and the others' desk, because everybody have them assigned desks, like you sit here or so forth. Well, not really assigned, but people have them seat where them sit. So you come here and you sit at a certain space, and that time become your space. Everybody have the place where them like to sit, so everybody come at the same place every day. So it is known, so this is my seat or whatever. So I know it's my seat now. When I look, I don't know what happened in the night or whatever, but whoever clean it, my desk have something like of a sheen. There's a shinier, there's a sheen on my desk, on my keyboard, on the wires to the keyboard, on the edge of the monitor, on the desk that's higher than the other desks. As in, mine have more shine. They're all clean, but mine seem to have a glow or sheen that the others don't have. And that is coincidentally around the time when I start feel sick. It was mild at first, so what I did, I would put on a headphone and I would sit far, because it's like a long card, so I wouldn't sit up close to the desk. As soon as I answer the call and bring up on the screen whatever I need to bring up, I stay as far back as the desk from possible, but eventually it got to me, and like I start feel sick, so I start to move around, because though it's like a sign desk, it's like a big warehouse, picture like a mega mart floor. So there's a mega mart floor and you have different desks. So I start to sit like way across and change my seat every day. And that was going fine for a while. The ailment stopped feel sick, because I'm changing my seat. I'm not going to the same desk that is oiled up or whatever, or my family will say it is in my imagination, but this is logic I am applying. I feel sick and that's it changes to the thing. So that's not no imagination. I never conjure this, I never tell myself to feel sick. And if I see these things, my mind could not tell me, say, okay, based on how you see this is the way how you should feel sick. You should feel sick in your lungs. You should feel that. You should feel that. My mind cannot conjure that. So this is not anything to do with any kind of imagination. This is just facts of bad mind. Coincidentally, I also know, so when I was there, I never normally used to say the I'm cleaning lady. But 1 or 2 times I see the cleaning lady come and she carry them, and she just looking at me, she just staring at me, and I don't know why she's staring at me. Maybe she wants to see who them assign her for target her or like whatever. I don't know what them tell her who or so, but I did actually notice that. So I start move around until rules change. You can't move around anymore. The more you just sit as part of the group, as part of the team. But even though we're a group and a team, because you have different teams and different supervisors, right? We don't interact as a team. I don't need to talk to any side of me. I'm talking to my customer, they're talking to their customer. So there's no logical reason for us to sit together, other than if the supervisor wants to sit close to me and monitor, which it doesn't. So when I used to work at old call centers, the team leader sit at the top of the queue, sit at the top of the row, and she monitor our calls and so forth. That doesn't happen here. So them can sit anywhere and monitor. So there's no reason for us to sit as part of the team. So fine. Them say we must start sit together. But as I say, I sit far from the desk. I turn my back to it. I turn to the side. I don't breathe in the air. So I do that now. All of a sudden now, my head starts hurt me. Like my brain feel like it's a squash. Like say a vice grip it on both sides of my head, crushing. And then I noticed that I said the same thing on my headphones, like in the earpiece. So, and that was very severe, as in within 5-10 minutes it had become unbearable. So I couldn't bear it like how I bear it at the desk when I was in my earphones. So I asked them if I can bring my own headphone, because I had one from the previous call center where I work, and it's the same. It's a similar quality to what they use. So fine, them say you can carry your headphones. So I carry my headphone now. When I want to leave now, I can't leave with the headphone. So once you carry your headphone you can't leave the headphone. The headphone have to stay on the floor. Even though mine is a different model, it's not anything stealing, and it's easy to make the security, easy to make the guard know, so this is his personal one. Them say once anything up on the floor, you can't take it off. So I carry my headphone, stay up on the floor, go home. When I come back the following day, same thing happened to my headphone. My headphone has been toxified with whatever is on the company's headphone, and it was really making me sick. Like I feel like kidney issues. I feel like there's a stone in my stomach. Apart from my rib, I feel like it's a closing pan. I could literally feel like there's a ball in my stomach, like something in my stomach solidify, and my head hurt me. I think it was kidney, but I don't know. But I just feel, and I had to take some sick leave and tell them that I can take like a week or 2 off and drink enough water for my stomach to come back to that, for myself to feel normal. After the sick leave, I go back. When I went back after the sick leave, When I went back after this sick leave, I said make I try again, and I'm there. And within 10 minutes, the same thing happened. So I just quit. I just resign and quit. Talk to my supervisor, and just I'm saying I'm sending her an email. I send the email with my phone, Wi-Fi, internet right there in the building before I leave. You know, so that is what I dealt with there. And apart from that too, there was the headphones because I did think something. I just start to move my head. I move around and then start to clamp the headphones to the desk. So I actually couldn't move even before I brought my own headphone. I started headphone. So it's like rules were being changed on the fly to accommodate or facilitate or to ensure that I would be affected by whatever was harming my health. So that's the reason why I leave this job, even though I was so good at it, and I envisioned myself becoming like a supervisor here or something, because it was very easy and I was doing quite well, you know. But I just had to quit. Another thing, I used to drive the vehicle and park here, and I come back and see scratch point and stuff to like say it's a Tesla, you know. So that's just what I had to deal with here. And another thing, I'm doing the training. They used to give us free food, like so forth, rice, and I ate the food, and I never feel well. Like I feel a bit sick, like some tightening in my chest or whatever. And it's not a mind thing, as my mother would say. I did not know I would feel this way. I had no expectations or no premonitions about feeling this way, because the food never come in a box, Mark Omar. It's a line in a lunchroom with an entree with people serving the food. So I did not expect anything particular wrong with my food. If it had come with a box, Mark Omar, I would have think so. Maybe this can be something that has been made specially for me. If I was having that militant mindset that my mom called paranoid, knowing that I'm a child of God who the devil want to get rid of. I call it my militant mindset. Them call it I'm paranoid, right? So now that is basically that, and I'm gonna leave it here and go home and give mom back the car, and I will continue. Yeah, so what happened is, as I was saying, I'm back home now. So we're in the food in the canteen. Yeah, they have, like, I was eating the food and I was feeling sick. So they have vendors out the front there. But first of all, why I suspect the food? Because it's hard to determine if something is set for you when there's a tray and it's like people serving, like, you know, it's not like a box come. So what I was doing, or what I started to do, was look at how they serve the food. So I'd be in the line at the back and I just come up and just watch the tray and so how she serve everybody. So when she's serving the rice per se, and this is something I noticed with only the rice. When she's serving the rice, it's like she's taking food from the end of the tray, from the top of the tray, you know, serving everybody. And when I reach, she served my food from a different part of the tray. She went down to the bottom corner of the tray and scrape up some little stuff given, and most lumps. My rice had more lumps than anybody's rice, and scraped down there. And I don't know this lady from Adam, the first time seeing her, so it's not like I was faced to her and she was trying to give me like a bad thing, you know. I just noticed that where she take mine, and then after I move and the person come behind me, she resumed to serving food from the top of the tray with everybody that's in a watch. So that's something I observed more than one day. So based on how I feel when I eat the food, in particular the rice, and then seeing that, I decided I'm going to stop eating in the lunchroom, which is sort of hard because they gave us free lunch. Part of the training was that we get free lunch. So I wasn't eating the food there, so I was buying the food outside from the vendors by the front, vendors in the cars, you know, with stars and so forth. So some nice box food, and the bad dog people was there with sausage, and I like the cheese fries, like the fries with the cheese all over it. And some other people had some sort of nice burger, some, I don't know, like it had a burger like a homemade fare, like a sort of upscale healthy burger or something, or some shish kebab or whatever. But yeah, I was buying food outside, and all was good until all of a sudden this complex, this building that you're seeing was built around and after COVID, because when I worked for the company before COVID, I was working downtown in the Digicel building. They leased the 4th or the 5th floor in Digicel head office downtown. So this is a brand new building that they own built. So this is their building, and it was there for probably around 2 or 3 years, right? Or I think I came 2 years after COVID. So I'm working in this building now. I have the vendors out front with them car park up to sell the food and so forth. And I decided that the canteen food is not good for me, and I start buying the food outside from the vendors. All of a sudden, strange coincidence, just a strange coincidence, police start to come and harass the vendors and start to run the vendors so that them don't have a license to be selling there on this road that's owned by the municipal or the government or whatever. But it's not a road that's a main road, no. It's a private road in the sense that it's a government road still, but it's not on the main road. It's just a road. It's just like a 50 feet stretch of road, 50 or like probably about 100 feet or like 100 meter stretch of road that's in front of the building, right? It's not like say the vendors are there and they're blocking traffic or so. Them park up, and even now, if you look in the video, like there, see those cars here, like these cars here, there, that's where the vendors will park. So the vendors are gone, but cars still parked there. So the parking wasn't the problem. Apparently they were selling without a license. They're probably selling to me without a license because they were there for 2-3 years, no problem. People go there and buy the breakfast, and they have more variety than the canteen, and everybody used to buy there. And all of a sudden, me stop eating the canteen food and start buy there. And strange coincidence, police come and run them and them gone. So up to now, them do return. And food was good. Sometimes even on Friday nights, I would come and go to the Bad Dogs people and sell sausage, Bad Dog sausage, and buy the cheese fries and some other stuff. I think they call it loaded fries. Yeah, buy the loaded fries with the drip the nacho cheese over it, like the movie popcorn. Sorry, the movie nacho cheese, and you can dip it in there with the fries and so forth. It was good. So so that tell me say that's not a place where I should work. The equipment is making me sick. I try to change, and company rules change to like stop me from moving to a random space each day, or to like a different location. That, and strange enough, when I go to these locations, the sheen is not there on the desk or on the wires or on the keyboard or whatever, and the feeling is not there, like real sick feeling. That cannot be a figment of imagination. Sick beyond a doubt that you have to take a break and drink enough water and whatever you feel in your stomach and your gut and your throat and your lungs are very harmful fumes. So that's part of the reason why I bought the radiation Geiger tester, because for something to be odorless and so drastically toxic that can make it sick in like a matter of minutes and make the sickness or the pain in your gut last and linger on for days, I figured it had to be something radioactive. So I never went to test it in there because I did quit the job before that. So that's part of the reason why I don't like to work in those buildings why I would never take another car into work, because too much things they can do. I eat this with the headphone and so forth. So after that, I deliberately applied to a work at Rapid True Value. You know what I mean? Because that was a work in a store. There's no set location, just So I was working at True Value, and strangely enough, someone left, and I was offered, I wouldn't say a promotion, some people would read as that, to work upstairs in the office in front of a computer. Let's per se. It was still involved some I'm moving around, but it was to the clearing of goods when they come. So when goods come, I would have to like check it off and so forth, and do like the stock counting, then go load up the information on the computer. And based on what I was coming from, the manager was disappointed because she did say, but I turned it down because I don't want to be anywhere where I could be working in front of a computer that somebody could come on, So I work by True Value down in my section, the hardware section or whatever section. They moved me from hardware to plumbing or so on so. And even then, at the place where the corner where I stand more frequently, for a while, there was constant spilling of liquids there. Like on the shelf, you have like some cleaning solution, something like Amaral and something for like spray on car. And it was perfectly fine for all these months I'm working there. And then when I decided that this is my favorite con, and I start stand there, right where I stand up the same, not only same, but some chemicals that look like it come from the bottle. It could come from the bottle, you know, but it can leave the sheen on the shelf. And it's just a coincidence that since I start standing there, customers start to tamper and spill those things every day. So every day I come, play sheen, and so I just stop standing at that corner and just move all about and so forth. You know? So that was that. And even while I was there down by True Value, I had my stuff in my locker, and they would tamper with things in my locker. I have my toothbrush in my in my locker so I could brush my teeth after lunch or so, or you know. But and and I had my toothpaste. And one time ago, one day, the toothpaste was tampered with, squeezed, and I think it looked tampered with, but I never paid the mind. So I said, "Sure, I paid the mind." And I actually used it and brushed my teeth. And I don't know what them put in it, but could I breathe? Chest tight, almost chest pain, like some harmful fumes emanating from my tongue. Cause I always brush my tongue, so for the whole time I had to be having my mouth open. I was like so, you know. And I never trust anything in my locker again. Even though I buy a lock, I don't know if they can get locksmiths to pick it and so forth. And then I said, okay, I buy this cheap fingerprint lock from China, team lock, and the same thing happened because the lock wasn't really. The lock had a flaw that I think only I know. It said it could take up to 20 fingerprints, but there was no limit. You could just keep on adding fingerprints, and there was no admin code, meaning once it is there, or if you know, all you need to do is just hold it down for 10 seconds or 5 or 6, and then when it start blinking, you could add your fingerprint to it, and then your fingerprint would go. So it had been closed off the fingerprint of registration. So anybody could sim a lock, and if you put your finger on it on one time, it will say no. It will stay closed because your fingerprint is like I'm not there. But what it will do, if you're smart enough or if you know the trick, you can hold on your hand on it for like 5 or 6, 7 seconds, and it will start blink, and then you can register your fingerprint now and open my locker. So that part of it wasn't able to close. Even though I hold the button and like I restart with everything that a manual said it should do, it could take more than 20 fingerprints because it say 20 is the limit. So then I can say, alright, since it won't stop adding new fingerprints, perhaps if I reach the limit that will happen. So I added 20 different fingerprints. Now I don't have 20 different fingers. I added all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. And so alright, it must buck now, so it's not again thing. And I could hold on still and still add more. So that was that. And that was part of the reason why, you know, I got caught with the thing, with the toothbrush car. I thought it was fingerprint and so forth. You know, it like get to the point where one day I carry a camera and put it in my locker, but never see anybody. Don't know if them see or I don't know or like. But that's some of the thing I had to like deal with, and this is something that I've been dealing with from like a long time. I was working in New Kingston 2000 and 2008. I started working at Anbel where I got employee of the year, and I was doing good. And this client of Anbel who like our work was starting a company and said I can come and work for him and so forth. He like to take me from there to like work for him and so forth. So I decided to go. That caused the money cause it wasn't much more. As in at Anbel in 2008, I was in 2007 I was getting like 25,000 a month. And him said he'd give me 30, but I take it because I had the part to be like the start of something great, and I could learn to start my own company because I always had that entrepreneurial dream, you know what I mean? So, and I was in charge down there, as in, and I was a technical support on the phone. Down there, I did the system admin because I also the IT, so I was like fixing computers and stuff like that. So I wired the building, as in Something I learned to do on Google, just buy the cable and run it through the whole building. It was like a little, like the size of a small house or so, like on my house, where the whole building, do the Wi-Fi. Um, I had actually bought a meter that like a test on Wi-Fi strength, so you can find the best spot. Anyway, that is here and there. Bought the desk for the office. I'm with him, cause he totally entrusts me. You know, buy the office furniture, build a computer. Um, in fact, funds was sort of unlimited because he wanted Microsoft Office, but he didn't have the money to buy it. It was over 100 euros or so forth. So I used Open Office, which was sort of hard for him and some of the people because everybody's used to Microsoft Office. I could get the bootleg, but back in those days, I was so zealous and have so much fervor that even to use a bootleg version of a software, I would not do. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I don't watch movies now, but yeah. Somehow I don't think God hold it against me. But back then, I wanted to do nothing, even with a hint of wrongness. So I was working there and was doing good. You know, him sending me over abroad, send me to like abroad to learn some more. Cause he was selling overseas products. You know what I mean? And back then it was a great era because you had this FinSac thing and it had to be licensed to like sell out here. But because he's one person, the overseas company wouldn't pay the $1 million US that the government wanted them to get the license to sell out here. So we were selling in the grey area, as in we couldn't advertise on TV, but it was some good investment and products. Like one of them is in this product called Royal Scandia in the Isle of Man. You know, those are people like you keep your money over. That's a country that is a tax haven country. You know, every year you have the Royal TT race where they race the bikes, but it's a tax haven country. Like there's no taxes there. Something like Cayman and those places. And we're selling life insurance, American Fidelity, and Bupa health insurance and some other type of insurance. And we had a lot of clients. We had a decent amount of clients, as in wealthy clients, upscale and Jamaicans, you know, some entertainers and so forth. Because one of their insurance was like Allianz, and the Allianz insurance is you see them on the UEFA football match. Is a big insurance company that's based in Germany. Some people even say that they were part of Hitler thing, as in they get stolen money and stolen things from the Jews or whatever. But it's one of the richest insurance company in the world. Health insurance. Typical plans are like $1,000 US per month or $500 US or even more based on what you are subscribed for. And the clients are upscale clients in Jamaica. Some entertainers. You know, because when those people sick, they don't go to public hospital or KPH. I mean, you have Tony Tweets now, which is a luxury hospital or like rich people hospital, but they take it a step further. If you're sick with that type of insurance that we sell, they will send a private jet come for you out here and fly you to the best hospital in the States or anywhere in the world where you want to go at. But it's like a main states like John Hopkins or whatever. So had good clients, and he also was hoping that I could start selling. But then I never really wanted to sell. I was just doing the admin work. I handled all communication for like the company. So I was basically a secretary. I liaised with all overseas clients. Then, you know, have the partnership. Basically, them send brochure, do codes. I install the code software. Teach the agents because he had agents. So I teach the insurance agents how to handle the software. You know, I help in the presentations when they miss up points because I know everything back to back to back. You know, so I was doing quite well there. You know, and he even said that he would like help me to like buy a house because he also did like real estate. So I had my little church girlfriend, and you know the salary wasn't much, but this man treated me like a son, and like I had no reason to like believe he would like, you know, because he also made schemes like houses and so forth, and there was one a famous scheme which he made, but I won't tell the name now. And I also helped to like name the company, so that's part of the reason. Because he was starting this company, and he might never know what to name it, and he made a housing scheme, like said the housing scheme name, like even my, you know, just like a name like Hillford, So I guess let him use the name of his most famous housing scheme to like the name of the company. So instead of like Hillford Apartments, just call it Hillford Investments or something. So from day one, he enabled me to, you know. So I never really wanted to leave that job, but I just quit abruptly. And he was like, "Why?" And nobody was like, And leaving there was kind of hard because he relied on me so much, and I felt bad for leaving, especially that he sent me go to abroad to train, and that cost some money. I went to South America for the overseas partners to like learn to train and so forth. So he was investing in me for the long term. But as fate would have it, I started to get sick down there. I was down there, and you know, started to get sick in my cubicle, you know. And back then, it wasn't like how I could say it's the walls or so forth. I just know that once I'm in my cubicle, like in my office, I find it difficult to breathe, my chest, the same symptoms that I identified at Ibex in 2024 was happening to me in 2008. But back then, I never know. And plus it was shine, but because they had like the wall was like some wood type thing, like some fake wood around the wall, and it was always shine. So even if they had this thing with the rub on the desk on my Ibex, I wouldn't know because it was all shine. But apparently it was something sort of and like that. So I just had to quit. And at first I used to take leave from work, and I didn't notice say when I'm at home I feel alright, but once I go in the building I feel sick. I think it was spiritual. I pray about it and everything. There was this lady this female pastor that used to keep keep devotions there every Monday or like so yeah, and I pray with her, and she say, yo, I mean, even the time when my girlfriend did break up, I with my Charlotte before I leave, I did actually pray with her too, and I was very depressed, and I was like, I guess seemed like my world was crashing, and I was there just praying, and I'm not a person who like bawl and no, but tears will fall from my eyes, so tears will come from my eye, like and I miss there, you know. I guess you could call it like hardball or some tuggy ball, instead of serious and tears are run. So I did it, and like I feel so bad because I'm there crying, but I still sometimes I cry when I worship God, because and so said so done, because she told me that the type of anointing that I have, that anytime I'm in the spirit or so and worshiping, tears will come out and flow. She said that's what God tell her. So anytime I'm in the anointing, and so tears will, and so forth. And that is something that happened, when I did start the church, for I don't know, when I start go back to church like after COVID, and start worship, the same thing happened. I think I'm there, I'm not sad, I'm not whatever, and tears just flowing, so I pray with her over the relationship, and I don't think I'm over the job, but I actually prayed with her, and then having prayed with her, she said that I'm a mighty man of God, which I didn't see. She said that's what she was getting from God, that I'm a mighty man of God, and at the time I thought that is so far from the truth. God look at me, I'm like putty, like this puddle, just crying and tears, and I felt so weak and vulnerable, and in my weak and most vulnerable state, when I'm so depressed, and she is telling me something opposite, that God said I am this, God said that reiterate. But anyway, so I leave the job, and of course the boss was disappointed, and I couldn't even get a house while I was up there, to be honest, because this lady, she was an investment person. I won't say her name, but she had an office, as in it's his building and he rent part of it to her, or it's his office and sublet part of it to her. And she used to write an investment piece in the Gleaner every Thursday or Sunday or whatever, I don't know, but she used to, because she's some financial wizard or whatever, and she was leaving. She had a apartment um apartment or some small, I think it was an apartment uptown, like a little like a little and one room or so, and she was moving out to that, and my boss had asked me if I didn't want that, So yo, you could talk to her and try to work on some payment thing and try to help me so I could get that and so forth. But for like some reason, I guess never did ready to start living by myself yet because you know and plus I had my girlfriend at the time, and I guess I was thinking that when I finally move out and so it's the married and to live with her. So I don't know, whatever. So I think I guess wasn't up to I guess wasn't even up to that, you know what I mean? At the time, I should have been, because even before I start working there was this I could get places to rent within like New Kingston and so forth, through some links, for like a reasonable price. The only cachet, is that I'm a young Christian person, and the place where the apartments were being rented is close to where the ladies of the night in New Kingston work. So it seemed like somewhat the devil orchestrate, but that never factored into why I turned it down. I guess at the time I wasn't ready to move out by myself because I was earning just like this little bit of money, like 20 something. And even if I get the apartment at the time for like 20 or so, I still wouldn't have anything like buy food and so on and all stuff there. So and that dude who did a worked out for me, I sort of got the impression that he had some questionable sexual practices or so, or identification. And it's not like I'm anti-gay or so, but I just try not to associate with people who I never really approve of their lifestyles. I didn't want to get involved with any business dealing with them that they may look as a favor or so. The only time I was gay, take a favor or was going on because I always said something like I gay, but I'm not gay or anything. I guess like say the word, just slang where I said going or gain or whatever. But I was going to get a wheelchair because he had a link to get like a wheelchair and my girlfriend at the time. Anyway, I'm rambling in some of that stuff just to show the point is same thing at Ibex was happening from 2008, and I leave that job. And people always say, "Oh my, you always leave work and whatever." But if I tell people these things, they're gonna say, "Yo, imagination or like, or whatever you." But it's just things happening from them time there. The first job wasn't like that. The first job, 2005, digital store Pines, Excel, went quite well at first. My team members or my supervisor so never did like me, give me a cold shoulder and want to teach me things. They went on leave, next girl come show me everything. I started Excel, I started study. I win award for best customer service, best product knowledge, and this is my first job without any training. So I'm moving on up, going quite fine. Same company now, so them have a IT office uptown. Then give me a promotion, go up there to the IT technical support, Excel with Employee of the Year. Leave there to work for this man, the same place in New Kingston. I'm in a road, and these bizarre things start to happen. Just when I have my nice little Christian girlfriend, everything seemed like it going so well. There's room for mobility. I see where I could probably like own a house or so. Apart from building stuff, he had links with like housing trusts, and things of that nature. To the point where when he was selling solar, right now housing trusts have a solar loan. Like if you go in solar, they will lend like up to 3 million or so to like buy solar, like a loan against your house or something. And he's the reason why that loan is there, because he was like starting to like branch off into solar, and decided to you need to make sure that there's a market for it. I mean, the average person it's not really a cheap thing, but if you could get like a home improvement loan, that's a low interest, and you could get so him talk to whoever him talk to NXT, I know NXT offer that loan and so forth. So all those things were on the were like on the horizon. So I leave on that thing that I feel like, I kind of like let them down, cause you know they really expected so much of me, and everybody loved me down there. All the agents, them, all their reps, and so forth. So at first I was working from home and say I installed some, it's not like a VPN, some remote desktop thing, like VNC, Ultra VNC or whatever. That my friend who was an IT specialist at my old job showed me over there. So I installed like a VNC, which is basically like remote desktop, so you could stay home and log on to the computer. So stay home and log on to the computer. Whenever them have a trouble, like if the printing or print for some reason, or they want to do something and they don't know how to do it, because they weren't like all like the best in terms of the IT savvy. So sometimes it do have to be a trouble or a technical alarm issue. Sometimes it's a knowledge issue, like know how to do something, how to do something in Word or something. So I was very in demand down there. So anytime I was absent, my presence was felt. So I installed that, and so I could go to the computer. And it was like custom on VMC where you could program it, you know, and you had to, and you could add your own logo to it, which I never did. But I installed that, and I had to select the IP address. It was like all these things I don't remember how to do, but the IP address changed because buy an IP address from the MISP, so you had to install like a DNS, like a dynamic DNS that would give you a constant IP address, or an address that you could always find 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 on computers. So I had to install the dynamic DNS on every computer, so I could always find them on things of that nature, whatever. But yeah, so that's the reason why I leave that work, and seeing things happen everywhere I go. Something, I've seen some creative things like um, using vents. Yeah, so they would put you near to our AC vent, and yeah, soccer and sabotage and do whatever them do to the vent, and all them stuff too. So I don't think we got you. We like them people there. Enough things, and I guess so it go. Anyway, made it right here to let people know, So yeah, I should add that the first time I ate from that gentleman as well, the company who I work for, after I leave Anbel in New Kingston, that I also felt sick, and how it work is, or how it start is, he's a client of the company where I work for. We have a tech support over the phone for internet and customers, but because he was sort of a high profile customers, they send me to his house. So basically, with our tech support over the phone, not physical, because we want service over internet, help it, and for certain high profile customers, they would send me because I'm good at what I do. I want to deal with people and whatever. So they send me over to his house, as in the company job would like carry me to his house and so forth. So I went to his house, sorted the problem, and from there, then the customer retain your contact, and then they call you whenever they have some sort of issues. And that sort of created a side hustle, as in services that the company do offer, like to fix computers and things with a tech out virus or upgrade or so. I would do. I just think keep going back. Yeah, so that's how I started to work for him, to the point where he could offer me a job to leave my current job. One day, I went to his house to fix a computer, and he offered me some food, some soup that is made just made, huh? So so he offered the soup, and I said, all right, fine. I have no reason to think I'm anything. So, but the soup came and it was a bit cold, so I said kind of cold. You can warm it up or so, and then give it to her for warm it up, and she no, that's all. I think he did it himself. Yeah, we were in the TV room, and I don't know if he gave it to her, but he came back with it himself. And when he brought it to me, the bowl was warm, hot bowl. But contrary to how the bowl feel hot, I could barely touch the bowl, but the food is still kind of cold. Could be a microwave thing, but I ate it anyway. Not thinking anything, because I'm not thinking anything. I don't expect anything to happen. I'm just working for this gentleman who seemed to treat me with respect and like my expertise and so forth, and express interest. Well, back then in my don't want to work for him, so. But express interest in my expertise and pay reasonable well, and it created a good side hustle to the point where my coworker at the time encouraged me. So any client him know, if he's talking to a customer, and because we do IT for dial-up internet, sometimes the customers cannot, or also DSL, the customer cannot connect to the internet, and it's not a problem of our service, it's a problem with their computer. So that created a side hustle where them start to funnel that to me. So I used to handle those, you know. If it's something on company time, if it's a service that the company provide, then yeah. But the company do provide that. We want to help people to really connect to like our internet. So it wasn't anything illegal. Anyway, I go there and I eat the food, soup, and I felt sick. And when I say felt sick, really feel sick to the point where I had to take sick leave. You know, I've like passed out back all the food, I vomit, I shit food, I shit blood. I mean, when I wipe my bottom, there was blood on the tissue, like not a little bit like a speck, like say somebody take a razor blade to, you know, or something with a lot of blood. And I got very concerned and started to use Google and Health MD and diagnose myself with Crohn's disease. But I went to the doctor and I get some medication, whatever, antibiotic, whatever, and you know, I had a binge with house. I got some house, the house on TV, so it was a scary time because I'm here am I having this thing where I have food poisoning. I think it's Crohn's disease, and I'm watching House, which is a series about this doctor who's finding all kind of weird illness. So I'm watching House, I'm bleeding, and at the same time, you know, like I'm doing that, I'm feeling sick. So it like kind of like I'm compound. I'm searching the web, trying to I'm diagnosing myself. I'm watching House, and I'm sick. So I think I watched the entire series at the time with like 10-12 episodes while I was sick. So that happened, and because I also had my business card printout and I had my phone number with my own name. You know, back in those days you could go to like a bigger cell, and if your phone hook up straight, you could actually request the final 4 digits. So I request Omar because my name is Omar. So I had 3836627. You know, so and on my business card it would say like 33 Omar. People like, it's like, they would ask how I get that, and add like a sort of class to it because I think he's well professional because I have him own card with his name, point, and so forth. When it was a free service by the itself, because your phone hook up straight. So I was sick and I took about a week off. So when I actually go back to work and so, yeah, I didn't even think anything of it, to be honest. That's how naive I was, you know. Back then I never started to get poison left, right, and center, or eat from people feel sick or whatever. I just think say it was food poisoning in the sense that some sort of allergic reaction or whatever. I never think anything bad. So after that, like couple months after or so, when him asked me to come and work for him one time, I started my own company, I went there, you know, and go down there and then things start up, you know. I never really think he was doing it, but it make us stop eat from him and stop eat from people. So like from them time that I stopped eat from people, and all them stuff there. So I just need to add that part, so um people know, you know. So I think anyway, it is what it is, and it's ballooned to where it reached now, you know. So that's it really. So take care, have a wonderful day, and you can add it to your own experience and know if you trust people and so forth. And it also happened with my latest girlfriend. You know what I mean? With my last ex-girlfriend, when I met her, it was Charlie after COVID, or Charlie before COVID. So yeah, I'm before COVID. See her at the bus stop. You know, look decent, look modest, and like she's a nice person. You can't tell by looking, but she looked quiet and so forth. I'm in the bus. She sit on like in front of me. I said she playing some game on her phone. Back then it was Candy Crush. Not a game that I play, but the fact that she play game on her phone, I was like, okay, maybe this is somebody who I'm related to. Cause me like play game on my phone, and I never had a girlfriend who actually liked games before. So I said, alright. Then I said, well, I talk to her. I don't actually recall what I said. I guess. But anyway, it time get to the point where I asked her phone number, and she said, yeah. Call her right here, so and so. That's it. So we're talking for a while. I don't know. I don't think we're officially dead yet, or like, you know, talking for a while, and she offered to like cook me lunch or breakfast or something. I'm working at digital building before Ibex, and I'm working, and she carried me some food, and or she gave me the food and I carried to work, and I have the food in my locker. Who knows? Maybe they could be going into my locker from like them days there. Lunchtime come now, I carry the food in the microwave and warm it up and eat food. Next day I'm sick. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't open my mouth. My mouth have like toothache, like so something is melting my gums, like say me eat acid or whatever, something I melt my gum. Sheer pain from my gum. You know, I like teeth, like toothache, like my cavity. I believe it was some, let's cook again, some salt mackerel or something. Yeah man, some salt mackerel and some okra and all them stuff there. And I don't know what to think, but I just wonder how people can so wicked and want me to do why should I do me that? You know, girl, I want me to do you, make it do me that. Them kind of meds there. Or if I do anything to any of our friend them in the past or something or something of that nature. You know? And I stopped talking to her for about a week and a half or close to 2 weeks. I do talk to her. I do answer her call, but she WhatsApp me. You know, I do respond. You know? I miss what I take on myself from wicked people. She don't exist to me anymore. But she would respond with some thoughtful things like saying she miss me and care for me and whatever it is, we can work through it and so forth. You know, I don't say them stuff because they might be some me paranoid. So if me get tell her say, hey girl, your pie is my rare, and I say, oh my sick name be that rare. So I just hold on and stop talk to her. You know, so stop talk to her, and but she's texting me the most thoughtful things, you know, and I look at the response like whatever it is we can work through it, pray for you and this and all them stuff there. And it was, I said, well, a person who poisoned you, I wouldn't expect her to react that way, you know. But I guess maybe it could be like she play it off, because if she don't really do it and then she stop talking to me, then it gonna look away, because that what I mean, like say she like expect me for dead or something. You know what I mean? So that happened. I still overlook it. I end up talking to her. I didn't become girlfriend and so forth, boyfriend and girlfriend, and we did for about a year or two, you know. And over the course of the time, we did with her, or not we, me. So we like, I mean, over the course of the time that we did, or me did with her, quite a number of times I eat from her, and I feel sick. To the point where, to be honest, that's the main reason why I stopped talking to her. She's a nice person, very decent values, you know, modest, seem to have good character, good sense of humor. Everybody get along with her, well well like put together, and time I meet her, I decided, alright, I'm at this age, like 40 something. She seemed like a nice person, you know, and she like seemed like somebody I can settle down with. So I was thinking even marriage and family onto the horizon. I don't, and as we actually on progress, I even planned the marriage already, not the like in actual details, but I said we get married on September 11th to symbolize like two falling, like twin towers fall and like one rise up again, like as one and so forth. Yeah, I'm kind of like that. So, um, I had all these things in mind, and I'm playing enough game together. So, as in, she like Monopoly, and I would play a Monopoly. I'm with her, which you don't like, because I want to form my own words. I want to create anything. I just wait until she forms something, and then I just add something to hers. I just spin off, and it would like really piss her off. She said, "Oh my, you can't do anything, like I want to wait for me, so I just make it something, man." So, yeah, so play a Monopoly. I bought my PlayStation 4 shortly before after we start talk. Was it before? Yeah, it was on before we start talk. But I like had the PS4, and she lived around the road from me, so you know I actually moved in with her. So but I kept my PS4 over my house. So all this thing about women do like men with games and so forth, that never really apply. Cause partially she never have a TV. I had a TV, but it done like drill into my wall, and I couldn't bother take it out and all them stuff there. Well, eventually I take it out and like Gateway, but um, so whenever she at work or I come home before or so forth, and I'm at home by myself, I play. And even if I live I'm together, I don't foresee it being a problem. And to really help her playing, because she wasn't used to the controller and she couldn't play the games that I was playing, you know, like card games and all kind of adventure games and things of that nature. So I get games that we could play together. So whenever I'm with her, she'll be over my house, or so I'm just laying I'm in the bed and we're playing. Actually, get Monopoly for PS4. Yes, I have that. So I got a Monopoly. I got Wheel of Fortune. She actually loved that one, a talk show game. Scrabble, I get that. Jeopardy, I have that. And like well, she made play the Wheel of Fortune. So we play games together. I also had like crossword puzzles and so forth. So it was a very entertaining time. As in, go to play a game together, watch TV together, walk on. She was a fitness person. She was very fit. She could run laps on the field and like not get tired. So you know, we're gonna walk together. And walk up together in the evening. So basically, the point is that everything would have worked out fine. We see they're compatible, and she's also a very kind person because I wanted to do a course so I could make some more money. What actually I mentioned the closing course for like 7,000 US, of which she'd like donate $1,000 for me to get me on the payment plan, which I still owe her for, which I plan to pay back soon. So I owe her for that. And also, when I decided I'm going to work from home and at work again, and this time we're actually broken up. As in, I eat from her and get sick enough times where I decided I want to break up, come and I risk it. I'm gonna really feel secure if I even sleep in her presence or so. And people say me insecure or like things of that nature. But the other time I eat from her and got really sick was how I actually got COVID. It was after one Friday evening she buy some food, was like Popeyes chicken, yeah, and it was delivered by the guy on the bikes. And she called me and asked me, and I was someone, it was two separate, one for me, one for her. And I was like, yeah, should I? She's there. I don't want to say anything look suspect or so, I don't want to castigate and blame or judgment on her, because I deeply check for her and have like the utmost respect for her, and even entertain the idea that it could be just my bad luck or thing, but bad luck do happen so often. So I guess leave it. I won't say anything bad about her. I just leave that at that, you know. And I ate the food, and then I was sick the next day, and it was the worst headache I ever have in my life, as in migraine, and I was there moaning like I was trying to bear it because I don't like to take pill or take medicine, and until my mother decided to say, she's gonna get something, so she went without my permission and bought some Advil, or like without me knowing, because I'm not gonna give her permission because she's a good person. But she bought some Advil and gave it to me, and I took it, and it actually alleviated the pain. But the first time I ever had like a headache, and like that, I felt like my brain was swelling inside my skull, and when I lean my head to the left, the pain will go to the left, as in my brain feel like it's slowly sliding away from the right side and jumping to the left. When I lean my head to the right, the pain will go to the right, and it feel like my brain was slipping away or sliding down or something. I'm like that. So, and then I never had the flu thing. No, it was just the headache. So I went to the doctor shortly after that. Um, the COVID test, and I test positive for like having had the COVID. The test with them pricky finger and stuff like that. It was the Omega strain or whatever. What's Omega? Delta strain. I had the COVID and Delta and variant. So I had COVID. I never even know. So I was perfectly fine before that. And another time when I break up with her now, and she said that she's migrating, and go to her house. And by then she like knows I don't like to eat from her, cause she still like probably like discomfort or so when time time she offer me food or so, and she would joke about it, like so like she cook some food and offer me, and I say, yo, you can eat it, I'm not person, I'm not gonna try to tie you, tie me and try to use food with like magic spells to like keep somebody. So she should not tie me and she not price me and whatever, and she and her uncle did it, and them joke about it, and or she joke about it, and I said alright, cause I actually care for her, because even though we're not together, and like I don't want to be with her due to my fears of being poisoned and things of that nature. When she told me that she was leaving, it took me by surprise, and I never expect to feel it, because I'm good by myself, but I actually felt some tinge of sadness, like like I felt like a hurt or regret or something in my heart. So I decided that I'm going to spend some time with her. So like I said, so that she have 2 weeks or so before she leave. By this time I was working though by True Value, and she said, so every evening when I come from work, I just walk straight to her house before I go to my house, and I would reach home by like 9 o'clock or 8 or whatever. So one of those days she cooked some food and she offered me, eat thing fine, and she gave me some juice, some true juice in a plastic bottle of cherry juice, and I drink it, and I feel sick, chest tighten up and all kind of something. So it's either there's some in these products that I'm allergic to, or something, So I felt bad, because I said, look, I'm going to spend time with her, and same thing reach me again. So, and this happened like enough time until I meet tomorrow. So I just decided to either she have some evil spirit that switch her mind and like take over from she, and like she don't know, like sometimes devil take over and just she kind of out it, or she up on demon time, I don't know, and then she like snap back, don't know what going on, or like something I don't know the reason why, but when I met her, she like told me her previous boyfriend break up with her too, and like you never tell her why, just start move away, and she said just so I don't really know, but he's a nice person, good personality. Everybody in my family, I love her. You know what I mean? So I was looking for somebody who is like mature and have like good values, and she seemed to love me for me or something. I'm compatible and have good times together. So but such is life, and that's how they put me in that space now. I just don't want anybody. I just want to be alone. You know what I mean? Like alone, and the next thing with the juice, after I drink the juice, she put it all the way to the back of the fridge, like far back, and put other things in front of it, like you don't want anybody trouble it. So I look at that and think maybe something, but I will accuse and say right here, I guess telling you what I say and what it looked like to me, and cause she was staying with her uncle, who was this elder dude who carried back, so him actually she's now living with him abroad or whatever, so them things happen. I thought enough time, I've had other girlfriends in the past. One time I had this girlfriend, and I'm there with she and her nephews, them who I treat like my own kids and so forth. We're having fun, And one day she come and buy me some ice cream, and as she must start extra water, like some semi thick soup or some soup was, and I was like, "How ice cream so like watery?" And I put it in the fridge or whatever, put it in the freezer, and it's still watery. So I said, "I don't want it." And then when our little nephew say, "Okay, since Uncle Omar don't want it, I'll take it," and she just stop. No, 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 leave it, leave it. And I look at that like, whoa, okay then, So I don't know, you know. And I'm not a person who trouble anybody. I don't have any riches where somebody would have offered time or whatever, you know. Contrary to that, most women I'm with, they seem to help me or like give me more money and so forth than I would actually give them. Meaning, um, this is something that has been prophesied over my life from I was small. From I was small, one time I come from basketball court, like in my teens or even one time small. My father used to bring me go bar and woman always tell me say, so you see you woman I gotta take care of you and rate your way, but you whatever. Yeah, there's always some book with it. And like tell me like a kind of woman I must talk to or like I mustn't talk to or like so forth. You know? And the last time it happened was one time I was coming from like basketball court, like in my teens or so forth. With like my friend them and this lady that push a cart or like a vendor or whatever. I never buy anything from her car, I never want nothing to steal it, but she'd tell me something of the same thing, like something like I take care or whatever. And I don't go to my way to look for a woman based on how much money I think them have or so forth. When I look for people or talk to a woman, it's based on like attraction or something. I don't know in financial status, but it always happened that I talk to women who are kind or like very nice or sort of help me financially or like so forth. So I don't really. And I help out too when I can or anything. Cause even like with my last girlfriend, I bought stuff for her when I could. You know, I could always cause I was working, but I don't give money to like to here, and I don't take money from people, but because I don't believe that you should pay to be with somebody. But out of the thoughtfulness of my heart, like I'm shopping online and I bought a shoes for myself. I bought like a Reebok Cloud Ride, and it was the most comfortable shoes I ever wore in my life. It was so comfortable. I bought the next one, and I say, I want her to have one too, so I bought one for her, and so it's gifts and but that's basically it, from even in 2004 or whatever, but one of my girlfriends, she like carry me go bank one morning and leave it with her and sign up for like credit card, and she like give me a credit card, and so like she like to put a joint card with like me and her, and I never actually used that card once. I have no recollection of ever using it. I don't think I ever used it once, you know. Got some, I don't know, it just never really appealed to me. Probably because I never know about Amazon yet. Maybe if I know about Amazon, I would have probably used it. But I started to like shop online like 2006. That was 2004, you know. Yes. So even some of the girl who I talk to, like when I say I'm a knockers and like right here where the girl who sleep with everybody and so forth, I wouldn't ask her to like anything, but when I went to school and like I saw her at school, you know, if I needed anything, like one or two times I shop and say, let me right here, should I say yeah, I remember one time a man pick her up on Carroll Road and she come back and carry KFC for me, like just like them thing there, I'm gonna ask for people or like I do seek for people for that, but there are people who on the outside looking in may have thought that, and it's kind of hurtful that when I was with my church girlfriend, when I was going to church and meet her and so forth, because she was sort of, I wouldn't say affluent, but earning like much more than me, being as a person who, university, pursuing masters and so forth, driving just by a car and right here way. I don't know if the family thought I was a burden or if I'm with her for those things, even though when I approach her, she had none of these things and I never know. And I never asked her for anything one time. I didn't even ask her for money like one time, like say, Ray. Like say, not even one time. So that's just. And my other girlfriend, my last girlfriend, I never asked her for money one time. In the sense, like, I never asked her for money for like the sake of just having money. Like, say, let me ask for 2 grand, 5 grand. Not even one time. 2 times I asked her for like money. The time when I was doing the course where I would end up earning like 5-10,000 US a month, so I would pay her back in like no time, and it would actually be better for us because since we get start a family together and get married, the more money I earn, the better we can live, better for the kids and so forth. So it's not like I just ask money because I want money. And then now when I decide I'm going to work from home and so forth, and then I discovered this job thing named Arise, where you have your own computer. I never had a computer, so I wanted to buy a computer, and I just find a cheap one on like Amazon for about 200 US, and I didn't need the money. So I asked her if she could help me because it was like a deadline for the thing. I had applied, I passed the test, and it was and like it time to start within about a week or two, like probably like about a week. So I asked her to lend me the money so I could buy it, and when then time I start work, I pay her back, because that was a company paying like close to $1,000 an hour, twice what the local call centers pay. So she lent me like half the money, and my mother gave me half, and I bought the computer with a half year now. So basically, I always meet kind women or so would always take care of me. Even a friend, one who did with the artist them and so forth, she was kind to me. I would carry things for her, especially because she's the only person who I saw was in like a less fortunate situation. And back then I wasn't even actually I'm working. But anytime she needed anything and I could and provide her, like anytime I have any money and so forth, or if I'm mobile and can carry her somewhere, then yeah, and my mother would people would think, so, yo, she use me or rate her, but it was actually like because I saw her vulnerability and I see where she really need me and she want me to be around whether I had the car or not. Enough time I'm at home with my friends them and so forth, where I play like PlayStation and she showed me. I'm just alright and just real quick and go like I'm check her and things of that nature. So so even though I have fun memories and lots of friendships and so forth, for whatever reason I just want to be alone for that partner reason. If you want to call it that, but I have practical and tangible experiences with receipts from doctors to prove that I'm indeed actually sick. So if anybody in the world have an imagination as powerful as mine that can create illness with thoughts, that require actual medication, then let me know. If they can give yourself Crohn's disease, or like if your imagination can make your shit like lots of blood and things of that nature, fine. If your imagination can make your chest tighten up and make you feel like you have a stone in your stomach and feel like you can't breathe, fine. But my imagination can't do that. But just so it goes still. So I guess some people can learn from my example that you can be careful where you eat from and who you trust and all them stuff there. Because some people give us devious, and there's a trigger what actually I'm looking for, because this gentleman who like I work for, like who go up to him house or so, I don't have to castigate people or like make people think anything bad about people, because apart from I eat from people and feel sick, I'm treating me with the utmost respect. Some people treat you with respect and talk to you nice, but anytime I eat from them, you feel sick. I just smile up. Maybe, and one time I was thinking, maybe I devil it because the devil know I'm reaching anywhere in life. So anyway, I'm around people who can actually help me, and I eat from them, it make me feel sick. So one time I even had that thought until, the illness and have like receipts and get sick and all them stuff to where like I need to go to doctor and all them stuff there. Then I just know say you're real, and the devil upon a quest. If you look at the coincidence of me eating and feeling sick at Ibex, I start buying them food, eat outside, police come run them, and things of that nature. So just just life. And I'm not depressed or not sad or anything. I guess like documenting and putting things out there for the record and declaring myself and put it out there because I don't have anything to hide, and it's just my vlog. I have the other one, just the facts, and I'll be going into many more things. But as you imagine, being so afflicted over the years, I become a very cautious and person who have scrutiny when I'm in public spaces where I buy from and so forth. Like if I go to a restaurant, I don't eat from any restaurant where the food is served from behind the door or something. If I can't see prepare it, I'm not gonna eat it. You know what I mean? I would definitely not eat it. And even if I can see eat it, I watch to see where it's shared from. If mine is shared different from other people, and know that them know I know that totally gone because them can have a bunch of people who just come and buy and collect food and share from the same place, but like them don't eat theirs. Recently I got into the Subway craze. I was eating Subway. I think I went there around 3 or 4 times before the food change. And like as a new staff, some people with some funny name, you know, pan them tag pan them shirt like so them just come there for right here way, you know. So I just stopped eat Subway and then I'm there, you know. So everything I like turned to shit, whether it was in my imagination or things of that nature, you know. And it happens even with family too, so you know what I mean. So when the devil was somebody and I'm desperate, then the mom do what them do. Anyway, um, that's it for me. Take care. Um, just live life and be careful. Because for new things, new songs, I have a lot of inspiration. I'm missing songs, but I'm trying not to out this Holy Ghost fire inside of me, not to grieve the spirit. So even when I see things that's like disrespectful, or like a lyrical challenge. First of all, if somebody's saying something, when I hear things that I cannot draw a connection to, it don't really inspire me for it. I mean, I can hear a song that sound tough and like it, but if I don't see anything in it that I can relate to, it won't inspire me for like do like anything, you know. So like if you get the best singer in the world to sing a song about what it's like to be gay, and it's the most sonically pleasing song with like the best voice in the world, the richest voice, the most octaves or like or whatever, I would not be inspired to write anything because I cannot actually relate to that. I mean, none at all. So anyway, I've gone on for long enough. So with that, so enough song I come. When I say enough song I come, if I should show you songs upon songs upon songs upon songs upon songs, show you. One sec. Some more press. You see everything with an M in front of it is MA music. I guess that's where the music stopped. In the past, all these things would be in my head, but I'm not really writing anymore. I guess put on and forget. I guess write and just and some stuff for like me and AI. I'm right here. So Toodaloo. Toodaloo is a term that I use for goodbye. Like Toodaloo, like I'm Toodaloo. So the comments. Okay. Yeah. So I written things for like posts. Like there's some videos on YouTube. What I'm going to do like some sort of reaction to and give my view and so forth, which I think is unique because when I read these articles and so forth, I realize or like I'm gonna watch these things, I see where I have a different viewpoint that is not often expressed, you know, that sometimes add some light that people didn't quite take into consideration. So I believe in the insight that God gave me for like a particular reason. So I'm gonna see if I can enlighten and help people, and also monetize and help myself financially along the way. So that's that. And in addition to like these songs, um, I want to say, oh, that's the comment song. Um, some of these are also songs, but I haven't gotten around to like put the M in front of them first. I also have songs in my iCloud. Actually, I have a structured album in my iCloud. I have like a love album and like a life album in my in my in my iCloud in terms of notes. You know, um, the hardest thing about when I write these things is to like remember the style, cause I do like sound the same on any track. So I try to make all my songs different. So when I write it down, I'll find the words, but sometimes to catch back the flow what I read it in is hard because so much time passed. So it's easy to like remember words, but sometimes, so I try to sometimes add the comma, but even when I add the comma where I think certain pauses should go, sometimes it is hard for me to like punctuate a style and a flow in a way that I can know how the style and the flow go. So I guess I need to practice them and so forth, but I don't have the I'm ready to do them yet. So the next thing on the agenda is a mic. As soon as I buy a mic, I'll be using Ubuntu. I use Ubuntu Studio and do some recording in the past, and the quality was decent with a headphone mic, with like a call center mic. So all the songs on my YouTube, what I used to do in the past, like 2010, 11, 12 or so, those were done with like a call center headphone mic that limit the full range of your voice and it still sound pretty decent. So imagine when I buy a decent mic, and stuff there. I used to be rhythm back in the past. I make over 50 rhythm or probably more, but I won't bother getting to that. Too much time consuming, and so much good beats free online already. So I'm making beats anymore unless I have an inspiration to do something unique. Anyway, look more. That's it for me. Have a wonderful night, and I hope you all learned something from that. And if you want, you can like and subscribe. You know what I mean? Like and subscribe. And if there's anything that you want me to discuss or anything that you need sort of advice or an opinion on, or some insight or angle or something, feel free to let me know. So